XRP going to zero. This is the moment in time where you have to stop listening to all the bullshit out there in the marketplace. We have to develop emotional intelligence, and understand that it's about to get very volatile, but you have to stay calm. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how somebody said XRP is going to zero. Really interesting, right? But then we're going to look at how much Ripple is expanding throughout the markets. So my name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. And we've helped hundreds of people in the last year understand how to secure their wealth. We call it infinity banking concept. Tax code 7702. So I insure my wealth. I don't trust this economy, so I insure my wealth in tier 1 capital. So down below, you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team within the description of this video, or you can click the link in my bio and on any of my social media platforms. It's an absolutely free consultation. I also have a 16-page, absolutely free book to share with you exactly what I'm doing. So on the back end of every video, if you choose to stay, I share with you my exact pattern on how I built my diversification and how I'm going to prosper big time in this market, and you can do it too. So let's dive right into this. So this is silly stuff, man. This is where we really have to pay attention, because if you've never experienced wealth before, the emotion kicks in, right? There's going to be so much FUD within the next 11 months: fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Okay. We had the Bitcoin ETF, which was underwhelming. We knew that. That was baked in, guys. So this is all human patterns. Okay. The market is designed to take your money. If you're following the public, if you're following the news, if you're following the FUD, you're going to lose in the markets. You have to do the opposite. The opposite. When people are celebrating, you should be selling. When people are fearful, you should be buying. Okay. Very simple strategies. When you sell, you should diversify in things that protect, compound, and grow. The eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. So at the back end, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing every single video. So this type of stuff is ridiculous. So Max Kaiser, we know he's a Bitcoin maximalist. He says XRP crash update. XRP is centralized garbage that is mathematically guaranteed to trade at virtually zero against Bitcoin. By contrast, Bitcoin is perfect money, perfectly decentralized, sent by God to unfuck our money. Sent by God to, I mean, come on, Max Kaiser. Come on, dude. God is all, God is everything, God is no thing. God created all of this. God didn't send Bitcoin. There's no savior coming to save us. There's no savior coming to save us. Pick up your mat and walk. The great creator created all things and nothing. So this type of stuff, you got to, I mean, people respond to this type of stuff. People panic sell with this type of stuff. You know, it's really important for you to understand, if you've never had wealth in your family, and I'm speaking from experience, guys. I'm speaking from my own paradigm. The reason I kept going broke is because I had a weak mindset around money. I was indoctrinated and to a worker bee, going to school, okay, getting a job, trading time for money, so much time that I couldn't pay attention. So when I started to amass, well, I would say wealth, right? When I started to operate, making $250,000 a year as a banker, right? I didn't know how money worked, even though I was a banker. I still bought shit I couldn't afford to impress people I didn't even like, right? The 535i BMW to make sure that I was keeping up with the Joneses, the big house. So every time I got a pay raise, what did I do? I raised my standards of living. I was broke. I had a ton of money and I was broke because I didn't understand how money works. So fast forward to 2024, I'm in a completely different paradigm because I made a commitment to myself when I lost my money for the third time to stop listening to all this bullshit like this. And I started gaining sovereignty of my own wealth. Number one, I built a foundation, a deep foundation, and a relationship with God. I started following the life of Jesus, knowing that I'm already saved and I'm the richest man in the world already as I sit today. From there, I started understanding how money flows through the system. It's currency. It moves through the system. So every time I started getting paid, I paid myself first. Every time I got paid, I put it into the capital markets or into something that would secure, compound, or grow. So my strategy is all about earning, securing, compounding, borrowing tax-free, and repeating the process. Okay. So this type of stuff, you just got to be careful. I mean, it's like, I just don't understand this. Like the Bitcoin maximalists, even XRP maximalists, where everybody's like, XRP is, it's guys, it's a switch in a monetary system. It's a transition from an old archaic banking system to a new system. That's what it is. There's going to be winners, There's going to be losers. There's going to be a lot of losers when regulation hits. But you just have to ask yourself, what is it that you want for your family? What is your strategy? I'll give you an example, right? So I love index universal life, right? Some people will say, "Oh, IUL and all the fees," and I'm like, "Compared to what?" And someone's like, "Well, whole life is better. It's better than IUL." I'm like, "Compared to what?" Every single human being has a different circumstance. Whole life is guaranteed interest, right? Slow, methodical. IUL is indexed to the markets. It has market-like returns, so it's volatile. If there's no earning in the S&P and it goes down, right, you're at zero. You're not earning anything that year. It's what is your situation? Like, it's the whole thing about the Bible, right? When people come at me how I believe about Jesus, I'm like, okay, the question I have for you is why do you believe what you believe? And how are you personally applying this to your life? You can watch YouTube videos all day, but until you practically apply this stuff to your life and get physical context of how it's reacting and responding within your life, there's no argument, right? Just like with Max Kaiser saying this stuff, they're just saying this stuff to get clicks. They're saying this stuff. I put that XRP going to zero. People are all going to watch this video. But it's like, ask yourself the question, how did you feel when you saw that? There was probably an emotional response. It's like, guys, it's going to be okay. We win in the end. If you believe in God, we win in the end. The enemy always loses. This is a zero-sum game. I'm probably not going to get to the rest of this content. Anyway, there's so much news around Ripple. That was the point of this video. Santander, Mexico to launch digital banks soon. We go over here. Dive
I'm
into this.
the Chief Technology Officer for.
So I was going to show you guys this video, but I'm just going to, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to go off today. Okay. So the point of this, we know XRP is not going to zero. Santander's expanding. We know Ripple's connected to Santander. We got this here. We got after 12 years, Ripple's president sees its payments and enterprise business evolving further. This came out last year. Ripple plans to expand in the UK and Ireland after obtaining license in Singapore. It's like, stuff's silly, man. So we just really have to ask ourselves this question, right? Why do we believe what we believe? Why do you believe what you believe? This is the question I've been asking myself for years now. And I started to understand the reason why I believed what I believe is because somebody told me that, not because I had practically applied it to my life. So what I started to do is I started to get to origin and everything. And I did that in my investment strategies, in my relationships, in my life. And I started to get to origin, realizing there is no problem. The problem is me. The problem is my attitude. The problem is my actions, my behaviors, and my reactions to things happening within the physical world. Everything is just a wave of energy, right? So the post that I put out, XRP going to zero, created a wave of energy. It created a feeling or a vibration, and you react and you come in. And then, Max Kaiser is creating a wave of energy. Everybody's creating these waves of energy. That's what's happening, right? So we're dipping down into lower energy, we're coming up into higher energy, and everybody's experience is equally important. Right? There's these people within the current ecosystems that are trying to play God. There's only one source. There's only one God. And these people are trying to play God. In the Bible, they took the S out of God. It used to be God's. Jesus was saying, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Pick up your mat and walk. Cast your nets to the right. Moses went up and to the right. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Your left hand is controlled by your right brain. Your left hand is controlled by your right brain. So we can sit here all day and argue about this system. We know that the Federal Reserve in 1913 was created by a group of bankers on a secret island where they changed their names in the meeting. So we know it's a group of bankers that created a bank for the banks. Okay. Then since 1913, our dollar has completely collapsed since the Federal Reserve, which is supposed to balance out our markets, and keep job stability and balance out the financial markets, right? So you got bankers that created a bank for banks. They're supposed to keep the job market stable and supposed to move money through the system. But since 1913, that dollar has completely collapsed, and now we are the bearers of that. So now we have a dollar that's worthless, completely worthless. The only value it has is your belief in it. So if you know that that's the truth, what enemy are you fighting? That's the truth. Those are facts, figures, numbers, logic. So if you're looking at your investment portfolio and you're saying that only cryptocurrency is that's it. Crypto's going to make me rich and that's your only strategy, you're going to get wrecked. You have to understand diversification, currency, moving money through the system, and the power of compounding. That's the key. Yes, there's an opportunity for every single human being. Well, 5% of us that are in crypto right now, right? There's an opportunity for us to gain a large amount of wealth in a short amount of time. We experienced it from 2020 to 2022. My portfolio skyrocketed, right? I made a lot of money. The difference is we exited the market when everybody was coming in, and we secured our money, and we learned how to compound that money, and we learned how to make money, the richest man in Babylon. That's the difference. Because what's going to happen, family, is a bunch of people are going to get really rich from 2024. So we're going to have the Bitcoin halving now. It's going to start to go parabolic in August, July, and then you're going to have interest rates go down because every presidential. This is the cool thing. This is the exciting thing about it, guys. This is how crazy it's going to get. So not only do we have the Bitcoin halving, but we have a presidential election. And during the presidential election, the president wants to get reelected. So what they do is it's already baked in. We know they're going to lower interest rates, right? When they lower interest rates, your assets go through the roof. So you're going to have the Bitcoin halving, okay? You're going to have we got the Bitcoin ETF now. It's going to start to go parabolic August and July. We're going to go September, October. They're going to start to lower interest rates before the November 4th election. And when interest rates go down, it makes the dollar less valuable or less attractive. And everybody runs to a flight to safety, which is crypto, stock market. Your house is going to go through the roof. So if you people are like, oh, I'm waiting until interest rates go down. Well, guess what? A $600,000 house is going to shoot over $1 million. So if you have a house, you're going to have tons of equity within your home. If you have crypto, it's going to go shooting up. If you have a stock market, it's going to go shooting, or stock, it's going to go shooting up. Here's the caveat, though. Let me ask you a question. Do they stay up? No, they come collapsing down. And now we have the asset managers playing in the game. Now the asset managers are playing in the game. Whole different ball game, guys. The big money is coming in, and they are going to pull hard. So here's what I do, okay? I'm going to share with you guys my exact strategy as I do on every video. And if you want to, you can download my free book, which is in the description of this video, okay? Let me get back to the screen right here. There we go. Okay, so I am the co-founder. Anything I talk about, guys, I own or I created. That's very important to me. The reason why I did that, I want to explain this because I talk about God and Jesus Christ a lot. The reason why I did that, when I was in corporate America, there was two things they told me. I was an executive at a bank. Two things I couldn't talk about: God and politics. So guess what? I said, F that. I left and I created my own ecosystem. Everything I talk about is created by me or I own it. That created a system where I can talk about whatever I want. I've never been paid by a cryptocurrency company. I'm very proud to say that as an influencer in crypto. I have never been paid by a crypto company. I never accepted $1 from a cryptocurrency company. I got offered hundreds of thousands of dollars since 2020. And I said, absolutely not, because I will never be enslaved to another man or woman or a corporation that can tell me what to say, what to do. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, and freedom of speech are very, very important to me. So when I show you things like Merlin, or I talk about the insurance, or I talk about my academy, I am the co-founder and owner of these companies. So when something goes wrong, it's on my shoulders. Decisions I make are extremely important for my companies. And I pride myself on operating with integrity, honesty, and uncompromising belief in God. That's our creed at our company. Integrity, honesty, and you have to have some sort of belief system. You don't have to believe in God like me. My CFO is Buddhist. We come together, one consciousness to expand consciousness. So here's what I'm doing. So I'm diversified in cryptocurrency across different cryptos. You guys know and I'm not a maximalist in any of this stuff. People I'm part of it. I guess I love the XRP arm and they're absolutely amazing, but I'm not a maximalist. I'm not just some people are just invested in XRP and they're banking their whole life on that. That's not a good strategy, family. That is not a good strategy. That's silly. That's not a good strategy. I'm not trying to be rude, but that is not a good strategy. You should have diversification across different platforms within crypto, knowing that some of it could go to zero, right? You should have risk-weighted assets. Like my shit coins are 10% of my portfolio. When those things pump, dude, I'm out, man. Right? Okay, so cryptocurrency. So I'm diversified. As it goes up, I have my exit strategy. We created Merlin. You can create your own exit strategy. It's 30 days for free. You can all download it. It's on the description of this video or my social media platform. Merlin was created to solve a massive problem. We used to walk around with spreadsheets and we would look at our spreadsheets. Oh, I'm getting to my target because if you guys have experienced a bull run, what happens when it goes completely straight up? The exchange is shut down because exchanges are a bank. They're getting liquidated, guys. Their money is being liquidated. So all of a sudden they have technical errors and your dreams get smashed because all of a sudden you made $1 million in crypto and you get to see it for a second, and then you go get to exercise your trade, and the exchange shuts down, and you come sliding down the back end. We saw it happen to we've had 8,000 people go through our academy. We saw it happen to thousands of people because they did not follow the exit plan. If you have $10,000 in crypto and you make 100 grand, do you realize how long it takes to make 100 grand in a 401k? But people, all these influencers are going to make you think you're become a millionaire. You could become a millionaire off 10 grand, but on the way up to becoming a millionaire, pull some profits. Because what if you don't? What if you don't? The Dogecoin millionaire became a millionaire. Now he's a thousander. He didn't pull any profits. Who cares that he became a millionaire? He lost it all, right? Because he didn't pull profits. It's foolish to not pull profits because we know what goes up comes collapsing back down, right? Okay, so as this thing goes up, I'll be exiting with my exit plan on Merlin. I'll be pulling 50% of my portfolio if it hits the exit targets, okay? So that 50%, I will pay my taxes to Uncle Sam, and actually Merlin allows you to put your tax bracket in, whatever it is. I'll know how much to put into Uncle Sam. I'll put that into a savings account. I'll go into those details later, what I do with my savings account to pay taxes. So then I take the rest of it and I'm max funding my insurance policies. Why? Because it guarantees my principal, number one. I get market-like returns. It's indexed to the market. And number three, I can borrow against my policy tax-free to buy more assets. I'm going to continue to buy more real estate. I'm going to continue to stack precious metals. I'm going to continue to invest in myself and self-development, which is the number one investment. And I'm going to continue to strengthen my relationship with God and Jesus Christ. Okay. That's what makes me the richest man in the world. Take all that stuff away. Okay. Now we still have 50% left in the crypto portfolio, right? So what do we do with that? We're holding that long term, but we don't ever want to let money sit there, just like a bank account. You don't ever want to just have money sitting there. It's opportunity cost of money. It's all funny money, guys. It's all funny money. It's all fiat. It's fake. So that 50% that's sitting in the portfolio that's long term, I want to put that to work. So let's say 100% of the 50%. I would take 70% once everything normalizes, and I'll stake that crypto. So say I earn 4 to 7%. Now I'm earning money on my money, which is very exciting. The other 30% that I left out, I'll take that 30%, I'll collateralize it, and I'll get a loan tax-free to go buy more assets. Do you see what I'm saying? With my money that I earn and gain, I'm not buying Lambos and houses and things. I'm buying assets. If I want a Lambo, a house, or a thing, I buy it with an asset. That's the indoctrination that you have to reverse your brain from. We've been indoctrinated to go to school, get it. Let's walk through this in the schooling system, right? In the schooling system, you go to school, you have 2 15-minute breaks, a 30-minute lunch. What does that sound like? Corporate America. It's corporate America, guys, right? You have to take your homework home with you. Can't stand it. My kids have to go, and my daughter's almost 20, but my son has to come home with homework. It's like they're in school 8 hours a day, dude. Like, then you got to come home and do math. Like, teacher, aren't you teaching them enough to, like, they have to bring it home? Like, that's ridiculous. That should be family time. It should be dinner time. Anyways, so then you get rated by your grade point average. Okay. Then when you graduate, you get a credit score, right? It's all these memorization things. Then you go to school, you get a job to make money, and you're in a career that you hate. It's not even in alignment with you. And then you're trading time for money. And the only way that you can increase your income is to either get a promotion or to wait till the next year or to get a second job, right? So you're in this vicious trap. And then they teach you to borrow against yourself, your future self, which is a 30-year mortgage, an auto loan, a credit card, and we borrow against our future self, and then we can never catch up, right? What we should be teaching our kids, and I teach my kids, they already have their insurance policy. They'll be millionaires by the time they're 62 already. My daughter's already in the capital markets, in the crypto market. She has an exit plan. Okay. I teach my kids every single time you get paid, you pay yourself first. You pay yourself first. And what we will do is when my daughter wants to buy a house, she will borrow against her own policy, tax-free, to buy her house. We have to start educating ourselves and then educate our children. That's how we fix the economy. The feds aren't going to fix it. There's no president's going to fix this stuff. They'll make it a little bit better. You know, they're not coming to save you. There's no savior. You in your household has to fix it. You have to create the budget. You have to create the financial discipline. No matter what president comes back, it's not going to change your spending habits. It's not going to change your discipline. It's not going to change your consistency. It's not going to change the fact that you wake up late every single day. It's not going to change the fact that you're not writing down your goals. You, all of you guys, that's us. And that's what Jesus Christ's story was all about. He was like, I am you. You or me, pick up your mat and walk. Stop believing these fools in the robes. They're all fooling you. He didn't go to church. He went from village to village when he came back after 18 years. He was hanging out with the orphans, with the broken people like us. He was like, forget all that stuff, dude. Like these guys are like, well, I'm not going to get too rude about it. But anyways, he went from village to village. He's like, listen, guys, pick up your mat and walk. This is the situation we're in right now. Like it's time to stop blaming the world, stop blaming Putin, blaming Trump, blaming Biden, and we need to start blaming ourselves for the actions and behaviors and the responsibility of all the people that came before us. We made these decisions. Our parents, our grandparents made these decisions. We did. And guess what? We can make different decisions. Or we can just keep complaining about it and hope that the next president for the next 4 years will change it. But have you watched what's happened every single time? It's cycles, guys. Up and then down, left and then right. And we're in the middle of this waiting for a savior the whole time. This is the greatest time in human history to shift your family's timeline. So let's recap what we just talked about, okay? Being invested in one crypto is foolish, and being a maximalist in one crypto is absolutely foolish. And thinking that one crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, that one crypto is going to save your family's life. No, it's not. It's important to have a diversification strategy in all portfolios, to have an exit strategy, to put it in something that's secure, that will compound. That could be real estate, it could be insurance. Insurance, the reason why I like it is tier one capital. It's at the bottom of the risk pyramid. So I borrow from the tier one capital, the safest capital in the world, and I reinvest it back into non-tier one capital, higher risk. I pull profits, I get it back into tier one capital. You just repeat the process. Right. So my next game is real estate. I'm going to be stacking. My goal is to stack as much real estate as I can. And I think starting to figure out my pattern, what I'm going to do. It just took me a while to research it. But yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, the 16-page book is down in the description down below. You can set a free consultation with my insurance team and my social media platform. Click the link. You can download Merlin 30 days free. We have tons of resources for you guys. So we get hundreds, thousands of questions. If we take across hundreds on Instagram, but TikTok and across the other platform, probably thousands a day, over 1,000 a day questions. And we're trying to create tools so that we can help you succeed. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I know that was a longer video, but let's make it a great day, family. This is the greatest time in human history. You're already loved. You're already powerful. You don't have to jump through hoops. Jesus Christ loves you. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.